Like, I get no benefit from coming in and bringing up another man's child. There's no benefit for me at all. I can't pass on my seeds like that. It's not my.
So have you ever dated a girl that's got a child before? It doesn't sound like you have.
No, but no, I've slept with women with children.
No, that's not the question I asked. Have you ever dated a girl that's got a child?
No, but I wouldn't.
Why?
Because men don't finish other men's games.
Bruh.
And this is the truth of the matter. Like, end of the day, you're gonna see something differently because you've got a child. But myself, I've got to a good age and I'm with no children. My friend over there as well got to a good age with no children. There's some responsibility you need to have. So I think when we grew up, we were told that, you know, if you went out there, you had a child out of wedlock, it would be a lot harder for you. So we knew that. But there seems to be something now, they're trying to push being a stepdad is some type of good thing that men should do, and it's an honor. It's not an honor. It's a big disrespect for us because we get a continuous reminder that we were not the first choice. As far as I'm concerned, both of you women are virgins. The only way I know you're not a virgin is when you come with a child, and that's how the world looks at it. So there's no benefits for us, man.
I pretty much
What's the
co-sign
benefit?
that, man.
What?
Why do you feel that it's so good without a child? Because otherwise, how do we progress our generations?
No, that's not my.
She should have married the guy before she.
She
had
should have
the child.
married
Yeah, like
She
he's
should have
saying
married
he
the
would
guy,
he
man.
he wants to have a kid with a girl. He doesn't want to raise someone else's kid.
It comes
Which
down to
is
poor
fair.
decision making again as well, you know.
And I think a lot of what really annoys me. I'll tell you what annoys me is meeting women outside the nightclub with newly born kids on like 1 year old and they're looking for a new man. I just do not understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You pushed out a whole man's kid that you have no idea that you don't want to be with. Now you're outside looking for a new man, and you really think like you're gonna get a good quality man. No, you're just gonna get dates and get your back blown out. So I'm saying to you, that's all you're gonna get because society has lied to you and made you think that you can go and get high, and typically you don't get higher than your baby dad. So wherever your baby dad is, when women are cussing their baby dad, we look at you and say, "Oh, but you bred from that man." Like, and now you're trying to come to me and you want me to come and pick up the mess. So for example, let me say something to you. If I meet you and you've got one child, if I want to get married to you, I want to move in with you, I want to get a place for us. If we started a 1-bedroom, might have been enough. We could have started even a 2-bedroom. Cool, but I have to think about your child. So when I want to have my own child, we need to actually have a 3-bedroom. It's already costing me. So if I want to send my children to school, you know, I want to send my child to private school. Can I send my child to private school and send your kid to the local comprehensive? Will you like that? If I want to buy my child for example Jordans, but your child wants trainers, I'm like, no, I'm going to buy them high tech. Is that okay with you? If we go out, for example, to the fun fair, to Thorpe Park, Alton Towers, my child wants to get ice cream, wants to get some teddies, and I buy them, and then your child says to me, can I have some? I said, no, go and call your dad and pay for him. Are you going to be okay with that? The fact remains is these charges are going to be a cost for us. Women don't look at it like that, but men, we see it like that. So there's no benefits of me raising your child other than the ones that you will see fit. Can I discipline your child the way I want to? Can I hit your child if I want to? You might not see hitting your child, but I may want to do that. Can I do that? In the future, if you have a female daughter, in the future, she gets old enough and she makes an accusation against me, are you going to treat me like a father, or are you going to treat me as some... These are all things that men mitigate and think to. And because you don't think as far ahead, you don't realize why it's so dangerous and it's not worth us being stepdads.
Boom.
What do you guys think of that?
It's the truth.
I was talking you too.
What do
You seem shocked. I don't know. Or does that make sense to you? I don't know how to feel simply because I have a stepdad, which is her dad.
Yeah, my dad raised her from the age of...
So if I didn't get a father figure in life, I might have not understood the way that I think to this day. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean me being in a relationship, but like maybe just simple things in life, or like how I can look at life, or like my beliefs in life, or like how to be open-minded, who I am as a black woman. If I didn't get those certain things, could I just hope that my mum was going to give me all of that?
And also, our dad treats us the same.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't differentiate. If I get, she gets. If she gets, I get.
But I think that's also representative of your mother. So your mum's recognized this man's going to be a stepdad, and she's going to treat him like probably like...
We have different mums.
Okay, wait, so...
Yeah. It's complicated.
So our younger siblings have... So I have the same dad as our younger siblings, and she has the same mum as our younger
Just
siblings.
a different dad. I'm the only one
with a different dad,
Yeah.
and I'm the only one with a different mum.
So they both brought a kid into the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I understand. But I'll still say the same thing. I think before, men were respected for being stepdads. Like, they were respected. They were seen as they were picking up another man. There was literally, women would be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting married. This guy's come. But now it's like, they think being a single mother is like empowering and it's something to be proud of. I'm like, girl, like, you can't even keep the man that you bred from. Like, we don't respect that over here. And when we say it loud, it sounds mad, because men don't say this because they're not going to stay around long enough. They're just going to hit it and keep it moving.
Well, I think there's also a correlation between that and the promiscuous behavior of women as well. Because, we were talking about hoes before. When you sleep around indiscriminately and you're not really trying to filter out who you got a connection with, who you see something long term with, that's when you're more likely to end up being a single mum, because you're having sex with a guy that probably you got no future with, and then you just end up with this kid. So I think there's a lot of that going on as well. How these women end up single mums.
Well, and the problem is it's a lot bigger liability nowadays to become a stepfather, because one, like, if she leaves, you have no rights to that child. So you could raise a kid for 10 years and you could never see that child again. And then on top of that, like, if you get married to her and you get divorced, like, she can take half and put you on child support if you have more kids.
I mean,
and women leave 70 to 80% of the time, 90% if they're college educated.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're the ones. A lot of times, women are afraid of being left, but we're the ones leaving. Does that surprise you?
Nope. Not really.
No.
Do
you think that's normal with, like, what you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. From what I've seen in my lifetime, I feel like my mum was with our dad for a while, and then she ended up doing the independent thing and, like, doing it herself. But I don't know. I just think like they understood each other, but they were two different people at the same time of what they wanted to achieve out of life.
Did she get remarried?
No, my mum was never married, actually.
Do you think she was happier when she was in a relationship or out of it?
In it.
I
don't think she would want to admit that, but yeah. She had happy times when she was single too, but I think just being a family as a whole will just make any woman or any couple happy.
What does that, like, do you feel like having that model growing up, like, did it help you with men or no?
No. I respect him. I love him as a father figure, definitely. But there's always going to be that I'm not really chosen kind of feeling, because he's not really my biological dad. And it's not nothing against him. It's just how I feel. Maybe a lot of people or kids, when they're in mixed or blended families, probably feel that way too. But I mean, it's not their fault. They do the best that they can. How I feel is just how I feel, based on how I would like my family to be, I guess. Like, I would love my dad to still be in the picture, but that's not necessarily the case. I know who my dad is, but we don't have a relationship at all.
Do you feel like having your dad in the picture would have helped you, like, vet guys better?
I don't know, because now I know who my dad is. I don't think he would have really made a difference. Just being honest. You know
what I get from this is just even listening to you, and I feel for you in a way, but I feel for your stepdad, because just listen, imagine your stepdad hears this.
No.
He stepped in, he's done as best he can. Does all of these things, but yet you still just feel like for some reason that I just don't belong, even though he's tried to make you belong. Obviously. I
feel like nobody would understand unless they're in that situation.
No, but
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, it probably would hurt him, and it's nothing new that I haven't not said to him before.
But once again, when I talk about not wanting to be a stepdad, look at what you just gave me. You gave me, I can bring you up, I can come in, I can do all these things, but you're still not going to see me as your dad.
But I don't know if it would have made a difference if I had a relationship with my dad too, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I hear that, but now we don't know about that. But the one thing we do know, you did have a father figure in your life, and he was constant, and he was there.
And he taught me a lot.
And he taught you a lot. But you still have a feeling of, this is not...
It's an incomplete feeling.
Yeah. And this is why I say it's important for us to vet the relationships and we stay and keep our families together. Because one of the biggest things that I've seen is that my mum and dad have been together through thick and thin, and it's been the basis of how I see my life and relationships. And when women don't prescribe to that, I automatically know this is not someone I want to be with because of what I've been brought up to.
Well, let me not make it seem like that. Because I do want to make sure that we're showing appreciation for somebody that actually did make a difference in my life. Because if he wasn't in my life, I don't know who I would actually be today. I'm not going to make it seem like that, because the conversations that I've had, the things that he's taught me, the books that he's told me to read, me making music and wanting to do more about my artistry, that was down to him. But the inside feeling, I don't know how to explain it. It's an incomplete feeling of knowing that my dad didn't want nothing to do with me.
But one of the things that I think is important to that is that people always talk about how easy it's to go get another man to just step in, but they don't speak to the children that have actually grown up in these things where they never had their dad and a lot of times I've spoken to a lot of my friends and I see all the hurt and all the trauma that's been caused from just women saying, "Oh yeah, I'll pick a next man," or "Your dad can't be in there." Like people need to. There's something about identity, and the reason I have such a strong sense of identity is because I have my history, my roots back through my village. I go back there. I know my grandfather. I know all the history back through the wars, and that puts you a sense of identity. And so when you step into the world and then you meet all these people that just have all these broken ideas of how things should be, it makes it sound like you're some anomaly or some crazy person, but you're actually not.
No, I'm not. But I think it's also, as much as we all want things to be a type of way, and that goes with culture as well as religion, I'm not going to try and act like my life was a complete blowover because I had a stepfather in my life and I didn't have my dad in my life. Like, I'm still grateful for everything that I've got because I'm still here. I could have I could have done a lot ages ago, but that's not the case. I feel like it is still a normality when it comes to blended families. I feel like it might not necessarily have to be a dad. It could be a woman inside the picture too.
Do you think we should make blended families normal or try to have women better vet the men they sleep with and a family stay together?
I feel like both, because you do need to know who you're sleeping with. But at the same time, if you've like gone and done what you did, how do we move forward? Are we just going to keep looking back at like where it all went wrong? And some people, they notice afterwards having kids.
I know, like, obviously, like, what are the women with children going to do? Like, what else can they do other than try to move forward? But I'm saying for the next generation, you don't think it's better to push them to keep families together? Yeah, and I think that's the only point he's trying to make.
No, and I agree. It's
not to diminish what, like, he sounds like a great man. Like, it's not to diminish anything he did.
No,
it's
no,
just
I was saying it for myself's sake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just for, like, the next generation, we should probably push for families to stay together.
And as, like, the next generation, or looking at it in a way where I've seen my mum be in blended families and, like, how it worked out for her, not in that way, but I personally would like to be in a family where this is my man, this is my kids, this is us as a family. It's not, like, divorce would never be an option.